Let's get into the sports talk about Mike D'Antonio. Can he coach the Rockets to the NBA Finals?
Who was it? I think it was Jalen Rose. You know Jalen, great guy. I shouldn't introduce you. But I was talking to Jalen Rose about this, and Jalen was talking about like all these free agents. Forgive me, Jalen, if it's not you that I'm thinking about from last week. Talking about like once the guys there's so many free agents, some of them are going to be snapped up for steals after the money's spent, you know? Mm-hmm. So you're going to lose the middle class. You're going to get top tier and kind of next tier and then bottom. Mm-hmm. Well, some of those guys are going to be 3-and-D Trevor Ariza type guys, Stephen A. It's not going to be that hard for the Rockets to find a replacement for that. So saying that it's Trevor Ariza and that's the problem, or Chris Paul in decline can still do some things, it's going to come down to, can James Harden hit big shots, yes or no? And just because he hasn't so far when you've needed him most does not mean he'll never do it. I disagree with you, and Shaq has been here too, about the way the Rockets play disqualifies them from winning a championship. I think you can win a championship doing it that way, but James Harden's got to hit big shots. I don't believe he'll do it, but I can't say the window's closed because he still has the chance to do it.
The window is closed. And the window is closed, Max Kellerman, if I may be blunt, because Mike D'Antoni's the coach. Mike D'Antoni is a person that will win you your 55 games.
This is Mike D'Antonio's style. Like, he's still thinking in his Phoenix days when he had Steve Nash and Stoudemire. Like, you gotta switch that up sometimes. Like, run up and down the court, just doing offense on offense. That style is not gonna really win you a championship. Like, he's still stuck in the Phoenix days. Like, that style, like, I understand you like that style, but that style ain't getting you out to the finals.
Mike D'Antoni is somebody that will win you a couple of playoff series. But when you go up against elite franchises, everyone knows what he's going to do. He throws no wrinkles into the process. And as a result, if you are an elite team, because primarily you are somebody who is well prepared and usually well coached, you can get one up on it. It's just that simple. He's terrific in terms of offense. He's terrific in terms of pace of play. He's terrific in terms of taking a great asset and running them till the cows come home. But in the end, what it comes down to more so than anything else is this. Mike D'Antoni can be figured out. And so when you look at them, and it also restricts them, the kind of players you can bring in the squad. I just spoke to you the other day. So you can't bring Jimmy Butler on there. Not with CP3 and James Harden. Why? You can't have... It's bad enough CP3 is standing around. You can't have Jimmy Butler standing around too. Oh, all right, well then James Harden needs to adjust his game. But Mike D'Antoni doesn't want him to. Okay, so what are you going to do? This is the problem. It also involves Mike D'Antoni getting...
You can't bring another ball handler in there that need a basketball in his hands. Jimmy Butler will get frustrated to get out of there because he's going to be standing around watching James Harden dribble the basketball for a long time. Like, you can't have three ball handlers that both of them will be standing around
your face and coaching you and forcing you to make the necessary modifications in order to facilitate some success. That has not been the case for Mike D'Antoni. That is not his MO. I think Mike D'Antoni is a good coach. I think Mike D'Antoni is somebody that belongs to be a head coach in the NBA, and he's somebody that can fill seats, and the style of play is incredibly entertaining, and he will win you games. But Mike D'Antoni won't win you championships, or he hasn't won you championships as of yet. Yeah. Now, I can stand corrected by next year, whatever, but I personally believe when you have CP3 go down in Game 5 of not this past season, but last year's Western Conference Finals, you end up losing Game 6 and 7 without him, and y'all were talking and bloviating about if CP3 had not gotten hurt, they would have won a championship. Then to go against the Golden State Warriors the very next year, this time in the semifinals, for KD to be the one to go down in Game 5. Now, mind you, they down 2-0 in the series. They tied the series 2-2. Then they were down 20 in Game 5, and came back and tied the score
without KD.
And no, this is with KD on the court. Then he got hurt. Then he got hurt. All right. So what I'm saying is that to then lose after that tells me all I need to know about Houston.
Look. I think you're bringing up D'Antoni. He's an imperfect coach, of course.
If they just tell Harden to adjust his game and move the basketball around, Houston could take that next step. He just dribbled a lot. Don't get me wrong, Harden is a great player, but he have to change his style of play. That's why, it's gonna be ball moving in the playoffs. If we want to win championships, Toronto just showed that ball movement could win you championships.
Everyone knows, if not for the ejections against the Spurs, he would have won a title with the Phoenix Suns. No one in the East was going to stop the Suns. So, that's a little bit of bad luck, but that falls on the coach, too. A disciplined team, all that stuff. You're not wrong that James Harden doesn't care a lot about defense, and D'Antoni doesn't either, and so maybe Harden's the perfect muse for D'Antoni, and he lets Harden do his thing and everyone else stand around. The problem with that logic is this. They won 65 games the year before last. 65 games! Best record in basketball. 65 games. And they took a KD plus Clay plus Steph plus Draymond and everyone healthy. Not Iguodala, but everyone else healthy. They took to 7 games. They had a home game, and even without CP3. Yes, some of those shots were defended well, but they just missed a bunch of open threes, right? So why did they regress the following year? CP3 was in decline. No Trevor Ariza. But Trevor Ariza shouldn't be that hard to replace. PJ Tucker, Clint Capella should be getting better. PJ Tucker is the man. Harden, if he hits big shots, even in this last series, they go 7 games at least, Stephen A. You can't say if you get to a game 7, the window's closed.
Well, here's what I can say to you to retort that. The Dallas Mavericks in 2006-2007 won 67 games, got bounced out in the first round. The Golden State Warriors are the all-time winningest regular season team in NBA history. They won 73 games. You religiously bring up how LeBron James knocked them off. You win regular season games. That does not necessarily mean that you're going to win a championship, which we know. But more importantly, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be a team that's deemed a favorite to win a championship. I'm looking at Mike D'Antoni, and I'm saying to Mike D'Antoni, he can coach. I'm not trying to act like the man can't do it. He has nothing positive about him. I'm just telling you, when I think championship, D'Antoni's name does not come to my mind.
Of course. Look, I want to get back to your D'Antoni point, that the style doesn't win championships. Stephen A., would you agree that the closest thoughts that the healthy KD Warriors ever came to, the closest call was against the Rockets the year before last in the conference finals?
Would I agree?
Yeah, that's the closest call they've had since KD joined the team.
Yeah.
Right. They were the Rockets as talented as the Warriors? They weren't. Harden and CP3 and Clint Capella does not equal KD and Steph and Clay.
They needed more to beat the Warriors, for real. See, that's what I'm saying. Move the ball. That type of team, you have to move the ball. Or they just gonna figure it out, and the Warriors figured them out and knock them out the playoffs.
And Dre, it just doesn't. And yet, because of the way they play, D'Antoni and Daryl Morey's system using James Harden, because of the style specifically, they were able to punch over their weight.
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download